Howdy y'all, I am Ice Gold, and today we have what's apparently a situation, yeah, so, this week, and leading up till Sunday, we are going to be seeing a bunch of different content creators uploading some teasers for the new spell changes coming in the Dark Mode update this fall. Test Realm is right around the corner. I would expect it to be next week, if not the week after. And yeah, I mean, it's an exciting time. Of course, there's a lot of good spell changes and a lot of bad spell changes. A lot of bad spell changes. If you've been watching the channel this past week, you'll know what I mean. But basically, it's, I guess, become a situation where the content creators that have been recruited to post about this has created controversy, I guess. I mean, there's there's certainly like one that I think could be considered controversial, but it has nothing to do with just it has everything to do with a situation that happened, but rather than just relevance, quote unquote. So the King's Isle team has what's called the Extra Credits program, and there will be a video on that coming this week as well. I have a lot to talk about in relation to that. English is hard, but in this Extra Credits program, there are a bunch of content creators that just talk about the game and make content on the game, and they're just in the program. And there used to be, you know, special little things that you could get as rewards from the program, that kind of deal. So it's like, it's sort of, you could get first dibs at some teasers, for example. Like, I got the teaser for the god-awful evil Sandman back in February for the spring update, so that was a whole thing. But that kind of thing is just what you can get in Extra Credits if you are a member. And all of these creators, with the exception of one, are in the program. So it's like, it's kind of like that sort of bridge. But I guess the issue that people seem to have is that people don't know these content creators is what seems to be the problem to some people, because Daniel Sunsword uploaded the balance teasers yesterday on Monday, and I mean, personally, I haven't talked to him, but you know, he makes content on the game and he mains balance. That's what I know about him, so makes sense that he'd have the balance teasers. But what they do with this Extra Credits teaser thing is they like to rotate out content creators. Like, I didn't have one this time around because I had one back in the spring, and yeah, so it's like, at least that's what I think is going on with it. So they like to rotate out content creators. That's why HJJ has the ice teasers and not me, or like Corin Bortek or somebody else, some other ice main Wiz content creator, that kind of deal. So HJJ has that. Although I'm pretty sure HJJ mains Myth. I could be very wrong about that, but I have talked to HJJ a lot in the past, and I think he mains Myth. I could be very wrong on that, but hey, you know, rotating out content creators, it makes sense. It makes sense to do. So there is that. So I guess that's the main problem that people have with it, is that they just don't know the people posting about the teasers. Anton Constantine has the teasers today. He's going to have the death teasers. I have shouted out Anton Constantine before on this channel. He is an amazing artist. I wasn't even aware that he made YouTube videos, but I guess he does. So definitely go check him out. But I mean, the art that he does is just immaculate. It is amazing, and he's done a lot of Death School paintings in the past. I mean, what comes to mind is the one where he painted every single death spell all in one thing. Like, if I can find it, I'll put it up on screen. It is really amazing. So it makes sense why he would have the Death School teasers, and so there's that. But you know, Mr. Bobcat, I've known him for a while. I've also shouted him out on this channel. He does main Fire, and he has the Fire teasers, so that makes sense. But I don't think he had a teaser last time, so, you know, that's that, I suppose. But the two that most people are going to know are BlazeLifeHammer and AwesomeTheSauce. Blaze, of course, has the life teasers, and Sauce has the myth teasers. Sauce doesn't really main a school, to the best of my knowledge, but Blaze, I mean, he has life in the name. That makes sense. So there you have that, and they are both in because they are the two largest primarily Wiz content creators in the scene right now. So that's why they would have something like this, especially for Darkmoor. So that sort of thing. And the last one, this is the only one that would cause controversy. It's the real Almond. And of course, you know, to a lot of us content creators, he's sort of left a sour taste in our mouths just from the whole roundtable situation last year, where, I mean, there's a million videos around the time that it happened about it, so I'm not really going to speak too much on it here, but basically he was disavowed pretty much by the community at large, or the content creation community at large. And so for him to be consistently getting teasers, I said at the start that they rotate content creators in and out. Most of these creators, Blaze and Sauce of course are always going to have teasers because they're big, but most of these creators did not have teasers before, but Blaze and Sauce, they have, and that makes sense because they're the biggest, but Almond has had teasers consistently for a while, and I know that Liam, Almond has a Storm teasers just for reference, and I know that Liam made a video talking about, like, the whole, like, he is the Storm guy, and he is no longer in extra credits, but has applied to get back in, and I'll tell you what's going on with that tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But basically, what he was saying was, why is Almond getting these teasers back to back to back when other Storm mains, like Cheerval, like Zepha, like, I mean, Liam, I guess, he's not in the program, but, you know, he is the Storm guy, and it's like, these people, there's other people in the community that main Storm, and I think that the devs do show a bit of favoritism toward him. I know that he is personal friends with the Ron DeSantis of Wiz, Cam Hephaestus, so that would make a lot of sense as to why he is getting those teasers above others. I am aware that the devs have some input as to who gets the teasers. It's mostly on Emma and the extra credits people, but the devs do have sway with it. So that's kind of what's going on there. So that's kind of it. That's the whole situation, I guess, if you want to call it that. I think it's a nothing burger personally. I mean, Almond getting back-to-back teasers when, you know, Val and Zepha are right there, you know, and Pluto as well. Like, well, I guess he's not as active these days, but Pluto is in extra credits, you know, he mains Storm. There's a lot of Storm mains in extra credits. It's like, you know, you have some people to sort of distribute the teaser content to, but it's like all the others, it's just a nice little showcase of the people in this community. And I mean, people like Daniel Sunsword, Anton Constantine, HJJ, and Mr. Bobcat, they're not as known, they're not as big, but they contribute to this community all the same. And I think that it makes sense for them to get teasers, and like just as it made sense for me to get a teaser earlier this year. So that's kind of just it. I don't think it needs to be overblown. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me sort of being not as in tune with the community, so I don't feel like things need to be blown out of proportion as much. But I do think that that's kind of all that really needs to be said on it. It's just sort of a good way for the developers to get these new card changes out to the community just through a medium that everybody's familiar with, being YouTube. So yeah, I mean, that's all that really needs to be said on it. I do think that extra credits, you're going to see tomorrow what I think of extra credits, especially in its current state, but we're going to see just how things go. I will be leaving the links to HJJ and Anton Constantine's videos in the description, or at least their channels, just because I don't know if Anton Constantine will have uploaded his video by the time this is going up at noon Central. I know Daniel was about mid-afternoon, that sort of deal. So for the time being, that is going to wrap up. So thank you all for watching. I've been Ice Gold. Definitely tune in tomorrow where I sort of talk about why this may have attracted some controversy. My Discord is down in the description if you want to chat with me some more, and I will see y'all later.